drum never lies. Listen. My grandfather carved his drum from a single tree. He said the wood still breathes if you let it be. He pressed his palm against the skin every dawn and woke up the spirits before the day moved on. Every crack in the leather tells a story of rain, of seasons that broke us and built us again. I hold his drum now like I hold his name, and when I strike it, the whole world feels the same. Child to elder, from woman to man. No invitation was needed, the sound was enough. A language so tender, yet gloriously tough. We'd move without thinking, our bodies would know exactly which rhythm would make the crops grow, which pattern would call down the rain from the sky, which beat would console us when loved ones would die. Blood of the drum, pulse of the earth, every beat reminds me what I am worth. Blood of the drum, ancient and strong, carry my people's voice on that lawn. Now I stand in a city of concrete and steel, but still in my chest I can feel what I feel. The bass from the speaker becomes the old drum, and everyone dancing is where we come from. I close my eyes tight in the middle of the floor, and suddenly I'm back at my grandmother's door. The smoke of the incense, the red of the clay, no distance can ever take that memory away. Blood of the drum, pulse of the earth, every beat reminds me what I am worth. Blood of the drum, ancient and strong, carry my people's voice on that lawn. The drum is still beating, always beating. We are the rhythm, we are the rhythm. ritual begins with salt. Before a big meeting, before coming to a halt, before a new chapter, before saying goodbye, I pour in the home and I don't wonder why. Because ceremony is memory made real, and salt is the language of everything I feel. Salt and ceremony, hey, hold the line, between the ordinary and the divine. Salt and ceremony purify everything beneath this open sky. We are the ritual. Oh, yeah, yeah. Every step is a prayer. I take off my shoes when I step on this earth. I've known since a child what this ground is worth. My people were buried right here where I walk. Their bones feed the soil and the soil can talk. It whispers in harvest, it screams in the drought. It holds all our secrets without letting them out. To walk here is holy, to breathe here is grace. No temple was ever as sacred as this place. Sacred ground beneath my feet. Every grain of sand has got a heartbeat. Sacred ground, I hear you call, catching each time before I fall. The farmer arrives in the pale morning mist. His calloused hands holding his seed in his fist. He kneels like a priest at the edge of the road and places his prayer in the dirt down below. He knows that the earth is alive and aware, that planting is faith, that the harvest is prayer, that everything given will come back around when you learn how to listen to sacred ground. Beneath my feet, every grain of sand has got a heartbeat. Sacred ground, I hear you call, catching each time before I fall. When colonists came, they renamed all the hills, but underneath every new name, the land fills with memory older than any new word. A true soul persistent, it has to be heard. You cannot rename what has always been free. You cannot erase what the roots help you see. I call the hills by the names that remain in my grandmother's tongue, in the wind and the rain. Sacred ground beneath my feet. Every grain of sand has got a heartbeat. Sacred ground, I hear you call, catching each time before I fall. The ground remembers, it always remembers. Step gently, step gently. Dance like the earth is calling you. She dances on coals without flinching at all. Her bare feet on fire, refusing to fall. The elders once told her the heat is a test of whether you carry the truth in your chest. She learned how to channel the pain into grace, how suffering blooms into light on your face. Each step on the ember, the pact with the ground, then nothing can silence her body's own sound. Bare feet on fire, have gone grey and gone cold. The story of that night will need to be told. Not just what she did, but the way that she stood, so fully on fire, so fully for good. I carry that image wherever I land, on stages and streets in a faraway land. My bare feet remember the heat and the vow to dance through the fire, to not stop now. Bare feet on fire, don't stop now. The earth will hold you, she'll show you how. Bare feet on fire, feel the heat. Let the ancestors guide your every beat. Oh, still dancing, still burning. The fire never leaves us, never leaves. When the sky turns copper, we know. Look to the horizon, something's coming. Before the sun rises, the sky turns to ink, a deep shade of indigo, making me think of all the gray women who stood in this dark and refused to surrender the flame of their spark. They wrapped their heads high like they owned every star and walked through the fire no matter how far. Their voices were rivers that couldn't be dammed. Their love was a fortress no army had planned. Indigo horizon, paint the sky. Everything we dreamed of never had to die. Indigo horizon, deep and wide. All the ones who came before are right here by my side. A girl draws a map on the back of her hand, of continents dreamed of promised new land. She traces the coastlines with fingertip care and places a future somewhere over there. But then she looks up and she sees where she stands and finds all the beauty right here in her hands. The horizon is not just a place far away, it's the edge of the courage she's building today. Indigo horizon, paint the sky. Everything we dreamed of never had to die. Indigo horizon, deep and wide. All the ones who came before are right here by my side. The elders once told me the color of night was never an absence, but rather a light. Too deep for the ordinary eye to receive, a frequency only the faithful believe. I painted my walls in that darkness last year and found all the visions that I once held dear were hiding in shadow, were waiting in blue. The indigo always was leading me through. Indigo horizon, paint the sky. Everything we dreamed of never had to die. Indigo horizon, deep and wide. All the ones who came before are right here by my side. Indigo, indigo, indigo. We rise into the blue, into the new. She flows through everything. passion, no